policies that are put in place, the one size fits all, hasn't really been thought through.
This episode is made possible by OIT VoIP. Find your best-in-class revenue generation for MSPs all over the world. Learn more via the link in the show notes.
Good morning and welcome to the July 13th episode of MSP Dispatch, your source for news, community events, and commentary in the MSP channel. My name is Tony Francisco and joined by my amazing co-host, Mr. Ray Orsini. Ray, how are you doing today, sir? For those of you who probably just saw the Be Real in the beginning of this, we're actually doing this for real. So Ray, kick it off.
I'm good, my friend. I'm suffering from probably the worst case of user-itis I've ever had. The struggle bus is real. But otherwise, I'm doing great, brother. How you doing?
Everything is going good. Chugging along, staying up on top of the industry news, in dev meetings, pulling my hair out, poking my eyes out, saying, okay, no. I can't do this because I don't want to be on my own article on MSP Dispatch. We need to do this correctly, which is actually something I actually use, by the way. It's an actual from my team, and it was it's a good point. I don't think we have any malleability to this. But the good thing about being the boss is that I can push back.
You can push back. You mean like your next story?
A very good segue. Yes, just like my next story. From payments.com, that's PYMNTS.com. Industry groups push back against federal cyber incident reporting requirements. Industry groups are pushing back against the new federal cyber incident reporting requirements proposed by CISA, set to take effect next year. These regulations mandate that critical sector organizations report significant cyber incidents within 72 hours and ransomware payments within 24 hours. While CISA argues these measures will improve cybersecurity by allowing timely response and vulnerability warnings, stakeholders have raised concerns. Groups like the National Retail Federation question the necessity for retail businesses to comply, citing minimal impact on national security. Others, like healthcare IT advisors, are concerned that the reporting timelines might not give enough time to assess incidents properly, which could weaken response efforts. With increasing cyber threats, the debate shows differing opinions on how regulations will impact and practically implemented. Ray, are we looking at we've got a one-size-fits-all solution. Okay, next problem. And everyone's like, whoa. That does not apply. I'm selling T-shirts over here, and that does not apply to the IT, the healthcare industry, or the, you've got Lockheed Martin, who should probably report that a little bit faster than the guy who's selling popsicles over there. So what are your thoughts on this?
No, it's a hard line to walk, right? Like at one point on one side, we want transparency and reporting so we know what's going on and we can make our own business decisions to protect ourselves. On the other side, you don't want to release information too early. And then, like you said, businesses are different. You can't sit there and say that the t-shirt shop or the mom and pop bodega on the corner is going to have the same security concerns as the Colonial Pipeline, right? And I would argue, while they are both only one should be on the internet, but while both are at some risk to varying degrees, you can't protect them the same. It's not the same budget. It's not the same risk factor. You get what I'm saying? Bodega, you have maybe identity theft, credit card stolen. Colonial Pipeline, we saw what happened. Where do you fall on that, Tony?
This is interesting. I sometimes believe, as weird as it sounds, that some of the people making the policies were just waiting tables at Golden Corral here in Tampa, Florida. I think that, sorry, did that come out? I don't know if that guy, because for a moment you wanted to laugh, but you're like, he may be onto something. No, we can't say that.
I mean, with some of the tweets I've seen, no, I actually might. Now, Cracker Barrel or Golden Corral or Waffle House is the question. Yes,
that is it. I'm not saying that we're starting a conspiracy theory, because it could be possible. But the policies that are put in place, the one size fits all, hasn't really been thought through, and I'm pretty certain that the expediency of what they're trying to achieve. Basically, it's not having the intended effect on everyone. And what's very unfortunate is because they're unable to segregate the important sector, which is very, it needs here and now, the people that are being affected by it negatively are stopping the things that need to be addressed. So this is like in regards to MFA, and, not, and this I'm very opinion about an MFA. You know about this, where you traditionally are in implementing MFA at a company. You have approximately a 3% of your personnel. No, I'm not installing anything on my phone. I'm not going to carry around another phone. I'm not going to carry around a key, a token.
100% true.
3%. You take 100 people, 3 of them are going to do this. And so what happens is you have 3% making 97% of your company vulnerable. I just need everyone to process the reality of that situation. So how do you address that 3% in a way, segment it off? And I think that needs to be looked at. So maybe that's one of the frameworks that they need to put in place and understand that there is a percentage of people, it's a smaller percentage. It cannot stop the larger majority, more important individuals that need this policy to have it implemented as fast as possible, and then just create a stopgap of exceptions and a variety of other components. Maybe that's the solution. You and I could talk about this for a long time, but you know what? I think no matter which way you look at this, there's going to be patterns that you're going to recognize. Data trending, pattern recognition is critically important. Patterns. Where have I heard patterns? Your next story.
Yeah, just like in my next story, where the FTC found some dark patterns used by a majority of subscription apps and websites, in a story written by Sarah Perez for TechCrunch. A study by the FTC and International Consumer Protection Networks found that most subscription websites use dark patterns or manipulative design techniques. Out of 642 sites and apps analyzed, 76% used at least one dark pattern, and 67% used more than one. These tactics include making it hard to cancel subscriptions, sneaking in auto renewals, and using social proof to push users into subscribing. The report indicates that the FTC may increase the focus on deceptive practices, aiming to protect consumers from privacy risks and unwanted purchases. I'm wondering, Tony, if I can use this as an excuse for the litany of Amazon purchases that I've made. Bezos makes it so hard to have self-control, right?
No, you cannot. I'm just going to point that out. Like, they literally base their shopping trends and category on your shopping experience. And then you know what they do? They say, if we just lighten it up a little bit, put it over on that guy Tony's account and suggestions. And I'm like, I don't need this. Why am I ordering? Okay, I guess I'm ordering. Okay, let's say, hey, this is really cool.
Yeah. And purchase. No, you know what?
I know, and then I show, and then I go, right? Ray, look what I got. And you're like, hold on. I got 3 of those right here.
Oh, you don't have no.
No.
I am printing a Star Wars Interceptor as a lamp. So, you gotta have stuff. I'll show you later. Anyway, come to the MMN Discord where we'll talk 3D printing in the 3D printing channel. But look at that. You look at these deceptive practices, these quote unquote dark patterns, where they make it difficult to leave, difficult to unsubscribe, difficult to cancel, whatever it may be. Difficult to delete your data. That's always a more complicated one, which I try to do on every time I terminate a service. But yes, that has negative effects. But I look at the counterpoint. Yes, that's going to piss off some customers, whatever. But then look at Amazon. The beauty of Amazon is they continue to make it so easy to purchase. And so often, I mean, let's be honest, how many people watching this right now have at least one tab with Amazon open right now? Yeah. So, and that's my point. They made it so easy that that's kind of your go-to place. There's another vendor in the space, Shop, where you can buy stuff on different TikTok shops or different websites. You hit it one button, they send you a text code, you put it in, they have all of your billing information, just hit buy and you're done. They are lowering the barrier to purchase. That makes more sense to me.
Can we talk about, I like to look at something and then I like to invert it and then say, what's it like? Like what
would you
flip
it and reverse it?
Yeah, flip it and reverse. Yes. I can't even do whatever the whatever
The
she says
ranch
after that. Yeah, exactly. By the way, this is that cut where you put in that, you mix that in there.
Yeah, the
Okay,
ranch
so
exactly. Yeah.
I like to. I've been really in this trend of pulling my data out for the shopping trends. I use an app called Privacy Hawk. For those of you out there, go get it. You spend, I don't know, $50. Fascinatingly painful to watch, and it's you. It's kind of like everyone likes watching movies, and you're like a surgery. You kind of want to see like what's, and then to a point you're like, oh no, no more. But you always kind of want to see what's in there until no, no, no more. This you can't stop watching, and you're like, this is all in me. This is all. Oh, wait, hold on. I have 13,000 people, which by the way, true story. Over 13,000 companies that had all of my information, and then I consolidated that to 6 brokers, and I'm like, what? And so then they go through and autonomously saying, do the request, and then to get the validation, then they say these have validated, that's off, and then they go back and they search, and then they do the manual the letters that to them, and sometimes you have to sign things, and sometimes they can come to your email. It's overwhelming at first. Follow it, but they give you a privacy score based on everything. And I went from what I don't know what's below very, very poor, but I was there, and I am now in the very good range. And
you should be ashamed.
Yeah, you should. It's the shame bell in what's that? When she's the nuns ringing the shame.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Thank you.
So now I'm thinking Duolingo when you break your streak, and like you know what I mean. That freaking bird starts looking really sad at you.
Disappointed. I'm disappointed. So real quick. So Privacy Hawk, I strongly recommend it. Because what that does is it actually allows my browsing experience to be a little bit more neutral, and I'm not so drawn in by the algorithms of those dark patterns pushing me to do certain things. So I'm going to strongly recommend that, not just for security, personal security perspective, but also to give you a more neutral, less tailored experience that forces you or compels you to buy things that frankly you shouldn't, unless you're watching the show, hanging out with Ray. So there's my input.
So this sounds like a really good app. We're going to put in the show notes for anybody that wants to download it. I just downloaded myself, just like I download Keeper apps. You know what else I downloaded, Tony? I downloaded the Discord app so I can get on that MMN Discord.
Boom! Look at that!
Boom! Where we talk about this and so many other stories. Go join us on the MMN Discord. There's an app, there's a website, there's all the things, or better, Discord. If you use some of the other Discord add-ons that like hide NSFW stuff, that make sure you can block users and they actually disappear, like some of the really cool stuff, let us know. What are your Discord tips and tricks? Let us know in the MMN Discord. That's totally not an Inception thing. But with that said, Tony, I'm going to go download Privacy Hawk so I can be paranoid about my web usage. Thank you for that. Yeah. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. See you on our Discord. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
Be safe, everyone, please.
If you found this episode eye-opening, catch more MSP Dispatch at 10 a.m. throughout the week. Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
This has been a broadcast of the MSP Media Network.